you guys, so I just got in this morning, so right now we're going to walk over to the Leonardo so we can check out our event space, look at the rooftop, and just kind of get a feel for the experience that the attendees for the Coming Out Wealth and Wellness Conference are going to have. So I'm super excited, you guys. So come on, let's go.
Alternatively for lunch, if they want to not order from here, we literally have a little center across where there's a few restaurants, so they can also walk to the ship they can do that. And then this is the group. Okay. They already set it up. For you.
Oh,
because I'm using that section tomorrow. Okay. So they'll close it up. Okay, perfect. So it will be like that.
I do need the mic.
It's a very small room, but I mean.
Yeah, well, I feel like with the sound it's better because they can still hear clear. So I would do that, and then someone will help me connect my laptop to the projector. Yeah, let's I'm not sure if that comes out right. Okay, so this is good. And there'll be water, right?
We can put jugs of water.
Jugs of water. That's perfect.
Fine?
Mm-hmm. That's
Okay.
fine. Yep.
Okay, so that's the room, and then I'll take you upstairs. Okay.
Yeah, you gotta go. It's a long flight. You just have to, prepare yourself with snacks and movies and things to do. It's nice.
It is quite a bit. Like I'll just supervise you. So she'll be with you a little bit this time for the hour.
Okay. I'll let them know what time. Do I just let Rebecca know what
Yes.
time? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is perfect. This is perfect. Yeah, and maybe that wasn't the right word. Maybe it was like bamboozled, meaning like off guard, caught off guard. So, right? That's right. Because I know you're a good person. I know we have a good friendship. So. And then I have one small change to Friday. We don't need to call for Friday either. Only because we're so close. Let me see. Yeah, because I walked here. Okay, perfect. So I'll finish. Yeah, me too.
So, are you doing for magazine?
Yeah, no, just for a promo for our trip to South Africa.
Oh wow.
So, it'll look like a magazine, but not quite.
This would be a US
You have
6.
a dress? Oh, US 6. Oh. Ooh.
And unfortunately,
No, it's fine. I understand.
our standard sizes are much smaller. So
Yeah.
What would I be in the US? Okay, when I first went to the US, which is maybe 20 years ago, I used to be a size 8. Then I went, I was a size 6. Then I went, I was a size 4, because your sizing just changed, but
Yeah,
we stayed the
they
same.
do. Yeah. Okay.
That's what I said.
Ooh, this is bad. You see this?
Yeah, you see, you can do that.
You can make me something custom. This
I
fits.
can. I can first.
Yeah, I love this.
Like you can.
Ooh, this is sharp. This? I know.
We have lots of clients, lots of weddings actually.
I know.
See, nice jackets, trousers, shirts.
I want a jacket. I want you to make me a jacket.
Yeah.
It's me, but she's taller, but then we have a larger one. We do. So all of her stuff is custom designed. She literally does. It makes all of these beautiful. But they're so small. It's for tiny women. I used to be a tiny woman. Not no more. Not no more. Today made me remember, actually yesterday made me remember why I stopped doing live events. Because I used to do live event conferences, and shoot, I started back in 2015, and I used to love them. But the stress behind the curtain is like no other. But we show up and you don't know what's going on, right? But it made me realize how important your team is, and that they have to be reliable, they have to be well trained, and if anything goes wrong with that team, whose fault is it? The team's fault or your fault? It's your fault at the end of the day. And it's always about taking responsibility, right? So I had to make an executive decision today and let go of my team, because I didn't want to go through the same thing the stress and the panic and the rush. And I always think when you're relying on people to do things that I had to go through yesterday, because your team is there to support the business, make sure this avenue's in place, this thing's in place, and this thing's in place. And when they don't do that, it hurts the business. Why? Because it hurts the customer. You get what I'm saying? Like, I hurt my brand today because I'm late. I'm never late. So I apologize deeply for being tardy, but I am so glad that you guys are here today. I'm going to make sure that I give you the best value and fun and knowledge, education that I can. I really had to go in my hotel and just sit and meditate. I didn't even get to do that this morning. I'm running, it's just a mess trying to do everything by yourself. So the message is to know that you cannot do it by yourself. Stuff's gonna get messed up. You're gonna drop some ball, and it's going to affect your bottom line, and it's going to affect your brand, which I'm very protective of, and you should be protective of too. Meaning who you attach your brand to, who you put your name with, who you have on your team, all of that stuff is vital in growing the brand and the business. So make sure you protect your brand at all costs, and that's what I had to do today. They pay like $2,000 or $3,000 to come, and they don't teach them anything. And then they upsell them. It's called upselling. Then they upsell them a $10,000 course, and they leave making about $10 million. So they tell you that you're going to get the information, or you're going to learn the how in the course, but the trick is to get you there to learn the information, but they only really teach you maybe one thing. I'm not like that, but I do always offer an invitation. I too also always offer an invitation, because when I wasn't offering invitations, people were like, how can I work with you? You know what I'm saying? Like, so I felt like I was not necessarily leaving money on the table, but leaving an opportunity for somebody to really get the support they needed, away. Like, I was taking that away from them. Because I know, just like any of you guys know in your businesses and what you do, especially if you're in a service-based business, you know, like, for example, if you call an attorney and you ask for advice, right, they're only going to give you just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to give you what you should do, how you go to the courthouse, what you say in court, what documents you file. They're not going to give you everything. They'll give you just a little bit for that free consultation. You understand what I'm saying? But then once you make that investment and you hire that attorney, that's when now you're going to get everything. Now you got all the support. You can call with questions, you can email at any time. So me as a former business coach, now I do more brand management, which is a lot more hands-on with my clients. As a business coach, I know that the courses that I have, the books that I have, it's nothing, even though it's highly valuable, it's nothing compared to what my clients get when they sit down in that room with me, when we meet every week by Zoom. Those are the ones that have the greatest success. So I get it. I understand. You know how many conferences I've done and people sit in that room and they take notes, and I look at them 5 years later and they're in the same place they were 5 years ago, still wishing, hoping, and praying, you know, no progress. And they'll say, man, I wish I would have signed up for your program. I wish, because they look at all my clients that did and what they're doing and the work that they're doing in the world, the money that they're making. To the people over here at the Constitution Hill, we're about to do a tour of the women's prison, and this is where they held Winnie Mandela and many other women who went through the struggle to fight for their rights. And it's a very emotional tour. Just to even be on the site here is emotional right now. So we're in for a treat here. We're gonna also visit Nelson Mandela's prison cell too. So it's gonna be really interesting. Never mind. Come on, you guys. Come on down.
Shout out to Mandela, RIP, man. That was like, I don't know, being here is so emotional for me because it reminds me how lucky we are as South Africans, how lucky we are as women, who a man that fought for us for our freedom. We should really count our blessings. Really, really. I'm even South African, this is my first time being here, so I'm so happy that I actually gave me an opportunity to come on this tour and for me to experience South Africa myself. Thank you so much.
Peace. Institutional Hill so far?
I'm just speechless right now. I'm looking forward to this tour. I just want to hear the history. This is where you get it, right here. That's the men's restroom.
It's, I'm grateful. It just reminds me that we are very resilient people. But it also breaks my heart to see the struggle that we have to go through to be treated as humans. Yeah, this is an experience that I will never forget for the rest of my life.
Thank you.
Welcome to Constitution Hill. My name is Ntsika, so I'll be the tour guide for the rest of the tour round. Now, we'll be taking our tour inside the old famous prison, which was known as Number 4, built between 1902 and 1904. So the prison is located down over here, and this is where they imprisoned non-white male prisoners. Non-white were Asians, Africans, colors. The white male prisoners represented a prison section dating back to 1892. It's known as the Old Fort, located on top of the hill. And then there was the women's jail, also next to the fort, housing both places on separate sections. So there was a section for non-whites and a section for white prisoners. So the government believes strongly on racial segregation. Now all of these prisons were shut down in 1983 because they were seen as a health hazard, filthy, unhygienic, and overcrowded. So as I said, I want to take us into Number 4. We'll spend about 40 minutes inside the museum and then ending the tour inside the Constitutional Court. That is our last destination. That should take us about 20 minutes. Now after the tour, we will still return to the museum, visiting the
It belongs to all South Africans who came about to all of this music. Our political cultures,
Alright, so we'll be taking the
our
tour
religion,
just before the rain comes. Let's
war,
hope it doesn't catch us. We may take as many pictures as
our
we
hopes
spend
and rebellious reactions.
back then in Johannesburg. So this is where the first violent gangs were established. Today, some of these gangs are known as the numbers gangs. The gang number 28, 27, 26, still operating in and outside of prison today, mostly dominating Cape Town. Now the prison could only accommodate 979 prisoners, but it was more than 2,000 prisoners. Each prison cell was for 30, but it was more than 60 in one criminal cell. Now bearing in mind, in the non-white sections, Asians, Africans, coloreds were mostly taken to prison because of the color of the skin. Many were those who were found in mixed marriages, politicians, and also those who were found in the city without the Dom pass. You are familiar with the documents known as the Dom pass? Similar to your passports. So non-whites were required to carry a domestic passport for them to access the city. So this was to control the movement of non-whites in the city because the city was a whites-only area. Now those who were found without one were taken to prison. It was a 5-day sentence. After 5 days, they would be released, but taken back to where they were found, in the city. They don't have the Dom pass. The next police car finds them back in prison. So it was a cycle. Those guys grew up in prison. My point is, the majority of inmates inside the non-white sections were not criminals. Out of 10 prisoners, there were only 2 criminals inside the sections of Number 4. The rest were those innocent people mixed up with violent criminals, and this was done to humiliate them and to break their spirits. Now our first exhibition is known as Life in a Cell. This is where you will see the size and the conditions. I'll tell you about it. Now, our next exhibition is labeled Are you sure? You're not sure?
I can never be sure, but
I can never be sure. So why would you think this guy was a criminal? Why?
And they also sell new weapons and things also the same.
Okay? Robberies and cards, because of the low salary that they used to get, they would actually steal from new inmates or sell new inmates for sex. So he was not a criminal. However, James Mabaso was a criminal. He was a non-violent criminal, taken to prison for petty theft, becoming violent in prison by joining various gangs to survive, also becoming the most notorious gang boss in the prison because of the conditions. So now he's still... Oh, you found the second criminal. So this guy here, this is...
I missed that.
Longorosa Mateo would have taken to prison for attempted murder. However, he used to lead a political organization known as the Ninevites, taken from the Bible, the great state Nineveh. So he used to behead white policemen, put the policemen back on the horse and send the horse back to the police station. For us, that is violent enough. Also in prison, he started a gang known as the 28. Today, this is the most notorious gang in South Africa, living in money, killing, drugs, in prison, rape. So you can imagine being mixed up with people like this. Now, the reason why we don't put up a picture of him is because we cannot celebrate a violent person in a heritage site. So those are the only 2 criminals out of 10 back then. And also the fact that so many innocent people were subjected to the conditions of this prison and they would not survive.
Brown is better. The wheat is better. The wheat's better.
So Africans never received any bread. Instead, they received the third meal from the bottom. Can you pronounce that word for me? 10 out of 10.
Yes.
Just go and get your citizenship. So, so from here, right? Motherland. So, Buza Mandla. Buza is a Zulu word meaning drink. Mandla is power, energy, energy drink. So this was a fortified powder drink. They were forced to have that because they were the only ones forced to go and work in the mines and farms during the day. So being kept here as slaves. But before the 1970s, the diet for Africans was meatless. But for the first time in 1970, they started to receive meat or fish 4 times weekly with their meals. Now, if you look at the 4th panel, so 1, 2, 3, 4, in the last paragraph, where it says supper was a mixture of old, rotten, boiled fish. All right, vámonos.
Vamos.
This was the dining portion. No tables, no chairs. This is the other side. It also started in South Sudan. Also, this is down here. This is hospital facilities were inadequate. The doctors were present for only part of the day. So meaning, not everyone survived this condition. So over here we have an exhibition, it's a temporary exhibition. It's founded by the Ghana Embassy. So in 2012, August, the mine workers were protesting for a high salary. And when we were protesting, many of them were just kneeling down, some were sitting, singing. The police officers at one point just decided to fire at the mines, live bullets, killing 34 of them and injuring 87 of them. So we have this exhibition over here to remind us of those mine workers who were actually killed, but also to say that 10 years later, from 2012 to 2022, no one has been found guilty, no one has been prosecuted. And the fact that these sculptures have no heads and no hands, it also says more about the fact that we don't know these victims and also no one has been compensated. 10 years, not 100 years. any sound that you like. One piece of the So you always book the emergency seat. And what is actually a happy time. Right. As a lawyer and a judge, it's your job. So actually, you're so excited because there's a law case to report. For us, it's actually an intimidating place. We don't want to be in court. You make us feel intimidated and nervous and also guilty, even though we are not guilty. But then this court here is built or designed differently. It's meant to make you feel more at home and welcome. And the first thing you should notice is the level of equality. So this is the audience gathering. So the public sit on leather seats, everyone else sits on leather chairs, and behind the table we have 11 chairs for our 11 justices, all at eye level with the public. So this says no one is above anyone, we are all equal. Now beneath the justices.
Powerful, right?
It's a mix of emotions here. It's you're proud, but at the same time sad. Proud because as I was explaining to the young man, it just shows how resilient
We
and
are.
they know that.
Yes.
But it also I feel like we've come a long way, but we still struggle with some of the same things.
Yeah, because even in prison, the prisons today, it's the same thing.
It's the same thing. And
That's that black sister girl right there.
You see that on TV?
That's why the girls like, you guys are American, huh? We were like, yeah. Okay, how you know? She's like, cause y'all got the hair.
Don't try me.
Right. That's that hood.
You're tripping.
Every black girl has that in her, right? No matter how much she tries to suppress it, it's there.
yeah, go somewhere you got that. Okay, what I need to do.
Right. Facts.
The same with us as well.
Yeah, any moment.
Especially with Zulu women.
Okay, so now back to the
Right. Okay. You can be classy, sophisticated, right on, you know. That's the power of the black woman, boy. The power of the black woman.
And that's why I say your experience in school, it was a life lesson because you have to.
true.
And when you can do that, it makes you more well-rounded so that you can really navigate in different settings.
Yeah, you're actually right. I've been becoming more of a global citizen than I ever thought.
Good.
Honestly, like,
Absolutely.
I couldn't believe that I could be here.
It's necessary.
It is.
These are not huts. These
Oh,
are
what are
sheds.
those?
The huts are like made out of...
No, not the huts. I'm sorry, sheds. That's what I meant to
People
say.
living there?
Yes.
tin sheds.
Like these
Yeah,
are
and that's where they steal electricity because they don't have electricity there, and they all share, you know, everything. Like
Everything.
they share. Yeah, people live there. I'm sorry, I call them huts. They're sheds. See, I'm thinking of something different.
Trying to find... So that's...
yeah.
should not have got me gotten out the car like that, looking like an old lady.
Welcome guys to Soweto, welcome to the Peterson. Most likely I like to say welcome home. My name is Andile, so I'm going to be taking you around the Peterson Memorial Site. Well, it's Monday today, the museum is not open, but don't worry, most of the information is on the outside here. So inside of the museum is some pictures and the videos. So can you kindly join me on this side? Can you all see the picture from here?
Yes.
Okay. Symbolizing the cleansing of the blood that was actually shed by the ones who lost their lives on that march. And then inside the water we have small stones. We'll move closely after the session. So those small stones, they also will represent the only weapons that the students have to protect themselves against the barrel of the guns. By the way, some kids never carry weapons, but when shots of fire against them, they have something to protect themselves.
There's no way that they can. Well, why don't anybody snatch up those goats and breed them? Because they were just gone.
No, they know where your home is. They know if they walk, they know how to get there.
So here's the Mandela house, you guys. It's a really small little house right there.
Oh wow. Is it closed?
Yeah, it's closed.
Oh, it's open.
Oh, it's open.
Yeah, the animals roam around a lot. Because they don't have a secure place. Oh yeah.
Cultural guys, if you are international, photoland African Union.
Y'all want to pay the fee?
Y'all want to go on?
$60. Y'all want to pay to go in or no? African Union. It's up to y'all. Let's take a vote. Who wants to pay to go in? Take a vote? Nobody. It's just right here.
Take pictures.
Ping a sight for sore eyes. Dark days, friends with you, it's alright. Turn that pain to fuel to survive. Ooh, now I'm stronger. Backstage in the coupe like Lusher. Spin moves in the paint like Jordan. Girlfriend on the bullshit, that's Taurus. Star signs, pull up and shine at Nostra. Galaxy boy, that's culture. I've been on top for a long time. Champion chips on my beat combines. People say hip-hop died, that's nonsense. Thank God they showed their true colors. Switched up piano like bulge. All in my feelings, I can't conceal it. I take it all away. I'm playing hard to get. This life is different, it's risky. the AC, it's hot in the sag. Call up the slay queens, pull out the ace. Train suit, Versace, pull out the set. Zip up the off-white, up to the neck. Turn up the AC, it's hot in the sag. Call up the slay queens, pull out the ace. Ooh, ooh. Versace, pull out the set, zip up the off-white, up to the neck, turn up the AC.